Today I'm going to try and teach you everything I know about marketing. After being an online marketer myself for 15 years and the founder and CMO at the top PR agency in the US, we have more than 60 employees and I have made tens of millions of dollars marketing online. So I hope these lessons will speed up your journey and help you avoid some of the BS marketing mistakes that don't actually work. Now in this video, I'm going to be going through a lot of different types of marketing and showing you the best tools and tactics that actually work, but most importantly, when to implement these forms of marketing. If you're just starting in your agency journey and you don't have a lot of money, you don't have a lot of manpower, you're not going to think about marketing the same way that we do in our PR agency with a big team and a big ad budget. So I'm going to show you how to implement what and when. These are all the different types of marketing that I'm going to be covering in today's video. And there's a lot of different marketing strategies and tactics. Now this is a long video, so I encourage you to watch the entire thing. I also encourage you to take notes and use the timestamps to skip between the different types of marketing strategies, and then you can come back to this video once you're implementing that strategy. So make sure to save this video and take lots of notes. Top of funnel marketing means people who don't know who you are yet. You're reaching out to people that have never heard of you and have never heard of your business. And your goal is to generate awareness of people who need your thing. And that's what you're going to be learning in this video. How to get awareness, how to get traffic to your offer, because if nobody knows who you are, you don't have any chance of selling and any chance of scaling. This is also the hardest thing for every entrepreneur to do. And it's the reason that most entrepreneurs and business owners still maintain the marketing role even long past the time that they've finished scaling. In fact, at Otter PR, we have 60 employees. We make hundreds of thousands of dollars every single month. And I am still the only one responsible for our marketing. Yes, we use vendors for this and that, and I'll tell you more about that as we go through each item, whether this can be delegated and how to hire agencies versus vendors. But you should know, marketing is hard. And if you try to implement all of this at once, your business is going to crumble and you're going to have a really hard time scaling. So I'm going to tell you the order to implement these things, whether it's going to be important to you in your business model and with where you are right now. That way you can avoid shiny object syndrome, saying, hey, look, Otter PR's over there making hundreds of thousands of dollars running low ticket funnels on meta ads. We should go do that too. Well, maybe you're not at the stage where you can actually benefit from that right now. And as an entrepreneur, as the founder of your company, you need to learn this stuff. You can't just hire a CMO or hire a marketing agency and expect that they're going to do the marketing for you. They're not. Nobody understands your business. Nobody's going to spend the time and effort that each of these things take to get them right. And I know I can make it sound easy. In some of my other videos, and even short videos, they're titled How to Launch a Cold Email Machine in 2 minutes and Start Generating Leads. A lot of these things can be simplified into steps, but those steps are nuanced, and each of these things have nuance. And in order to make money with them, you need to give them time, love, and you need to address the nuance, the details in each of these forms of marketing. And if you do that, you're going to be wildly successful. Little sip of my energy drink, and then we're going to kick things off. So I want to start by talking directly to the people who are just getting started. Maybe you have an agency, a coaching business, a SaaS product, a B2B service. It doesn't matter. If you're just getting started, you have a small team and you don't have a massive marketing budget, this is what you need to focus on first. The first is branding. So a lot of people confuse what is marketing, what is branding. Branding, in my opinion, is everything that's going to make the marketing a lot easier. It's the base assets of your company, and it's what people are going to associate with the actual service that you offer. So when I think branding, I think website, I think your spokesperson, I think your design. What message are you saying with your colors and your fonts and your website design? You should invest a lot of time upfront into making your brand assets look and feel good and look and feel the way you want your customer to feel. For example, if you're a bank or a wealth management institution, you want your brand to feel a lot more trustworthy, old, stable, rich mahogany. There's a famous scene from Wolf of Wall Street where Leo's naming his company.
Gentlemen, welcome to Stratton Oakmont, a company that our clients can trust.
And it just goes to show, not every brand needs to sound and feel the same. The brand should make the customer feel a certain thing. If you're trying to instill trust in me to invest in your financial institution, I want to think that you've been around for a long time. And if you want me to feel like you've been around for a long time, you don't want to use blue gradients and bubbly fonts like a software company. Your design, your fonts, your company name should reflect what you want your customer to feel and to think about you. Now, it's never been easier to spin up a website and spin up those back-end assets. Now, I do want you to spend the extra time, effort, and money to get those built. You can go on Fiverr or Upwork or hire someone for a pretty low price. Website design is not something where you need to spend all of your time becoming an expert. However, this is one thing that you should learn. I think one of my superpowers as an online marketer and as an entrepreneur is that I can do very basic website design and landing page design. I am pretty good. I'm like a 6 out of 10. This power allows me to go build offers, build landing pages, deploy different website pages at the blink of a hat, so I don't have to go back and forth with somebody. It cuts a lot of the time, and I can get my vision onto the offer page very quickly. Now, two different things when you're thinking about websites. There's the website and there's the funnel. I don't want to go too deep into this, but when we're talking about brand assets, a website is your home. This is what you want to rank on Google. This is going to be your home base where people can go to explore, to get more information about your company. And your website should be a cohesive design and feel. However, this is not where you want to send cold traffic, people who don't know who you are yet. You don't want to send them just to a website. You want to send them to a landing page or a funnel. Now, what a funnel is a series of landing pages where you'll send somebody with a very specific action in mind. For example, if I'm running an ad to you and I want you to book a call with my sales team, if I send you to my website and you've got my case studies, my About Us page, and my book a call page, and then my Contact Us page, you get really distracted. You click through and then you're gone. Versus when I send you to a landing page with a funnel, you only have one thing to do. There's only one button that takes you to one specific place. So in my opinion, you should leverage both. Your website should be built on WordPress, specifically because 80% of websites online are built on WordPress, and Google actually prefers it. There's better plugins, so your website will have a better chance of ranking. And this way, in the long run, your website's going to have a much better shot at ranking for certain keywords and being in the top search results on Google and Bing and other search engines. And in the future, the likelihood of being listed as one of the AI search results is going to be higher. But your funnels and your landing pages should be built with a funnel builder. This will allow you to operate split tests so you can see which headline works better, which image works better, and then run them through that funnel. I like to build those using a tool called Go High Level. Now, the other things involved in your branding is going to be your social media. When people hear about your company or they're doing research into your company, they're going to look at your social media, they're going to look at your website, they're going to look at your brand reputation. They should be cohesive across all platforms. And if somebody prefers TikTok, you should be on TikTok. If somebody prefers Instagram, you should be on Instagram. That's why it's important to have at least a presence on all of these different platforms. And there's different tools that you can use just to keep your social media presence up to date, where you post on one thing and it goes on the other thing. This is not a great winning strategy to get followers, and we'll talk about how to do that later, but at least you'll have a presence, and when somebody searches for you on that platform, they'll find your account and be able to click into your website or your landing page. Next is a spokesperson. So people are really hesitant to tie a face to a brand, but the reality is people prefer to buy from people and not from companies. It takes a company a long time to build up brand reputation and brand trust where they don't need a human selling anymore. One of the fastest ways to build brand trust and increase the effectiveness of your advertising is to have a spokesperson. Hopefully that's you, and it'll save you a lot of time and money if it is, but if not, you can go on Fiverr and hire someone to do UGC content, user-generated content, so they can make videos for your website, make advertisements, and actually tie that face to your brand. Last little note about branding here is brand reputation. Warren Buffett has a famous quote about brand reputation. It takes 50 years to build a brand and 5 minutes to destroy one. That's not the exact quote probably, but either way you get the point. Brand reputation is super important, especially nowadays. The first thing that your customer or prospective customer is going to do once they hear about your product and they're interested is to go look at what other people are saying. They're going to go check your reviews. So if you go type in, Otter PR reviews, you're going to see Google reviews, Trustpilot reviews, SiteJabber reviews. You need to control that narrative, and you need to do everything you can to build and then protect your brand reputation. And if you're watching this and it's already too late, maybe you've soiled your brand reputation, you have a couple options. You can rebrand and start from scratch, which sometimes is worth it. because if you have too crappy of a brand reputation, it makes it almost impossible to sell and to scale. And at that point, it's worth just rebranding and starting over. However, if it's just a few bad reviews or links online, you can consider doing some brand repair. And for that, you can use reputation management services. You can call Otter PR and we can help you with that. And this is where you'll actually work on getting those negative reviews removed, suppressed, and if there's negative links, you can get those suppressed. There are a lot of options available to you if your brand has been tarnished online. But if it has, it's the first thing that you should do. Go fix your brand reputation and then go monitor your brand reputation. And I'm going to talk more about monitoring in just a little bit. All right, branding's done. You've got your website, your landing pages, everything looks really good. You're set up on all your social media platforms. You've got a few awesome reviews. So when people search they're seeing 5-star reviews. You're off to a great start. How do you actually generate attention for your business when you don't have a lot of money? Let's start with the simplest one, which is hustle marketing. So quick story about hustle marketing and how I actually did this when I didn't have any money or knowledge about how to market. This is typically what people resort to when they don't know what else to do, because they're an entrepreneur, a founder, they've got a gym or a local restaurant, and they're not sure how to get attention online to their product. So what do? They print out flyers and business cards and they'll walk around to local businesses and they'll put them on the desk or they'll hang up flyers on the walls. And this is actually really effective, especially locally. And this is what I did when I started my very first company. It was called Essay Chief. We helped people writing their personal statements to get into college, some of their academic essays, and also tutoring services. I had no idea how to generate traffic to my business online. So what did I do? I ordered 5,000 business cards from Vistaprint for like $13. And I woke up at 6 a.m. before everybody got up for class. This is when I was in college. And I walked around and I put these business cards on the windshields of everybody's cars. Until one day I did that, and then there was a massive storm and these cards got stuck to everybody's windshield. And I started to get these angry calls for weeks. You f***ed up my windshield, come over here and clean this. After that, I stopped doing it with the business cards and I just stuck to flyers and getting people to hand them out at sorority houses. But it was a perfect example of what hustle marketing is. This is the cheapest form of marketing that you can do, and it works really well for local businesses. Print out 10,000 business cards. Go to Vistaprint. It's super cheap to do. Print out 1,000 flyers. Walk around to local businesses and see if they're okay with you leaving business cards at their place of work. Especially works really well for aligned businesses. So maybe you run a gym and you want to leave, free 1-week memberships to your gym at all of the local spas and salons. And it makes sense, right? People care about their appearance. They probably need a gym membership. So they'll probably say yes. And if you can do something in exchange for that salon, it works even better. Do you have any business cards I can leave at my place of work? This is hustle marketing. It's hand-to-hand combat. And it actually extends beyond working with other businesses. You can stand outside on the corner somewhere at a busy intersection where rich people are and hand out business cards, hand out flyers. It sucks to do because of the rejection and embarrassment, but if you have no money, you have nothing to lose. You should be going out there and doing this type of marketing. Now, those are some pretty old school examples. It's kind of like door knocking, walking door to door and trying to sell something, which a lot of people still do and actually works quite well. It's super annoying to go around knocking on doors, but if you're selling solar installation to people with roofs over their head and you're knocking on their door, what are the chances that they open the door and talk to you? Almost 100%. So this is something that you can consider doing, but there are better ways to do this now that we're not living in 1980. And the new way to do this is using your phone. It is free to go on social media platforms like Instagram specifically, find people who would be a good fit for your offer and send them a DM. You can also do this with local businesses on Instagram. You can sit there all day and send hundreds of DMs on this thing and get to people for free without knowing anything else about marketing. So does hustle marketing work? Absolutely. And if you have no money and no marketing skills, you should be doing this. The problem with hustle marketing is that you're leveraging your time in a very non-efficient way. And as we go through these different types of marketing tactics, you're going to learn how to leverage your money instead of your time and how to automate a lot of this marketing so that you can focus on other aspects of growing your business and managing your marketing team and agencies instead of doing all of it yourself. I'm trying to get you a point where I'm at in my agency, which is instead of me in there doing all of the marketing every day, now I've found and recruited great agencies and vendors to manage each of these items for me. But in order for this to work, you need to have an understanding of each of these items, when to use them, what success looks like on these platforms, and that way you'll be able to have the right conversations with your vendors, hire the right people, and actually know if it's working or not. With that being said, let's move on to the next form of marketing that I'd like to talk to you about if you're just getting started, and that is community marketing. The internet and social media has been amazing for online marketers and business owners because now there's conversations happening online at all these platforms about what it is that you do, with people that need your help. They need your offer. And one of the biggest missed opportunities that businesses have right now, honestly, nobody's doing this. If you just do this one, you're going to make so much money because everybody else neglects this. Now, when I'm talking about community marketing, what I want you to think about is the chats and conversations that are happening online. And there's a few different places where I like to focus my attention for community marketing, so you can use these for your own purposes as well. That's going to be places like Reddit and Quora. This is where a lot of people are asking for help specifically with different problems. So if I'm trying to sell lead generation services, for example, I'm going to be monitoring Reddit and Quora for people who are asking what tools to use for cold email, how to generate B2B leads. And there's tools that make this really, really easy to search for those keywords and to let me know when those conversations are happening. The other really great place that you can go to monitor those conversations is Facebook groups. One of the biggest missed opportunities for business owners, especially online business owners, is being an authority within these communities. So I have a Facebook group for lead generation and cold email. I have over 10,000 people in that group. Everybody's asking for help. Everybody needs leads. Everyone's trying to build cold email machines. If you sell something related to cold email and lead generation, the best thing that you can do to generate leads for your own company is to live in these groups, answering questions, being the go-to expert, because those people that need help are going to see your name over and over again, providing value, and then they're going to come to you for help. Or when you do finally make an ask in that group, hey everybody, I've been given value in here for 3 months. I also help people build their cold email machines. Is this something that you're interested in? If so, drop a like and I'll send you a DM. That works unbelievably well, and it works well on Reddit and Quora too. But the amazing thing about Reddit and Quora is it's very anonymous. So for example, I can go on Reddit and ask for help with my influencer marketing for my agency. Does anybody know of a good influencer marketing agency? Where can I find influencers? And typically I'm posting that anonymously on Reddit. You can come in there as an influencer marketing agency into Reddit anonymously and answer that question. Hey man, I was trying to figure the same thing out 2 weeks ago. I just brought on this agency to help me with my influencer marketing. They've been absolutely crushing it. Here's the link. Little do I know that that's actually you as the agency owner responding to that comment and directing me to the right place. And the extra beautiful thing about that tactic, not only am I going to get alerted and I'm going to go to that agency's website, everybody else who's on Reddit looking for help with influencer marketing is going to see that thread and is going to see that comment and go to that website. This works really well on Quora too, and is one of the biggest underrated business tactics that exist right now. Nobody is doing this, and it is actually really easy to do and free to do. You can do this with $0 in the bank account. Now here's the problem. How do you stay on top of the conversations that are happening all across the internet? People tweeting for help, Facebook asking for help. People are on Instagram and YouTube asking for help. They're everywhere trying to find help and trying to find the best tools and solutions. Well, there's actually a whole class of tools that you can use to do what we call brand monitoring or keyword monitoring. These tools integrate across all of these different platforms, and they're looking for keywords. They're looking for brand mentions. They're looking for competitor mentions. And one of these tools that we use ourselves is called Awario.com. I don't have an affiliate link for you, but Awario.com is a super affordable way to see the conversations that are going on online. This is also the same tool that we use to monitor and manage our brand reputation. When somebody says something on Reddit about us, we're there able to take action against it or participate in that conversation and defend ourselves. And if somebody's on Reddit asking about one of our competitors, we are there to come in and say, have you thought about Otter PR? It's about $39 a month, and you're able to monitor conversations not only across Reddit and Quora and internet, but YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. It is all there, and it is ultra powerful. Highly recommend that you're doing this. especially if you're starting out. It's a great way to get free clients and free leads. All right, now we're going to elevate this conversation and get a little bit more advanced. Those first two marketing tactics, hustle marketing and community marketing, were really dependent on you kind of surfing the internet or doing a lot of manual labor and outreach. Now we're going to talk about how to automate a lot of your marketing, and this is the stuff that I do and teach a lot of now. So let's call this section marketing automation. And there's a lot of different ways to automate your marketing and your outreach. One of those ways, if you're familiar with this channel, is cold email. If you're interested in learning a lot about cold email, I have a 4-hour masterclass on cold email that I'll link down in the description. But cold email marketing broken down into as simplest terms as possible. You set up 100 different mailboxes, you put them all into a cold email sending tool like Instantly AI. You upload emails. These are leads that you'll typically get from Apollo.io and TrustedLeads.io. You'll put them into a sequence and you'll send them a sequence of 3 emails over the course of 7 days. All of this happens automatically. And the only time that you have to do anything is when they respond. You go and close that lead. That makes it sound really simple. It's not. There's a lot of nuance to it. And I highly recommend that you watch that 4-hour masterclass to learn how to do this, because I do think cold email marketing is one of the best first ways that you can start generating leads as a new business. Main reason is because you can run a cold email marketing machine for under $100 using what I teach in that masterclass. There's almost no other form of marketing that I'm going to discuss after this that you can do this quickly and this cheap. And the beautiful thing about cold email automation is that you start getting leads pretty much immediately. When you compare this to organic social or organic search, like, yeah, those things are free and you can get leads from those things, but they'll typically take 6 to 12 months in order to make a meaningful difference. Cold email automation, you can start seeing real leads coming in as little as 2 weeks. Now, there's also other types of marketing automation that you can think about in your business. Cold email is the main one. Do cold email marketing if you're any B2B business. If you sell anything to any business, you need to have a cold email machine running. And if you need help with that, there's a link down below where we'll actually do your entire cold email machine for a very reasonable price. But moving on, let's talk about DM automation. So I talked in hustle marketing about you on this device finding businesses and reaching out to them one by one via direct message. And you can do that same thing using automation. Using automation is not free, but it's still a better option and a better use of your time, so you can free up your time to do the rest of the stuff on this list. Now, there's a lot of great tools to automate your DM outreach. I talk about a lot of those things inside of my Insiders program. I'm just going to mention a couple here. The 2 DM automations that work really well for us right now are Instagram automation, LinkedIn automation, and Twitter or X automation. The tool that we use for LinkedIn automation is called Linked Helper. It's a little bit complicated to use, and the tactic that we use is a little bit complicated, and I go in depth in that inside of my Insiders program. And using that tactic, we're able to send hundreds of messages to other LinkedIn users, not just connection requests like most people are doing, actual messages directly to their inbox. We have our whole staff on LinkedIn doing this in an automated way, and it works unbelievably well. The second platform is Instagram. Instagram is probably one of the most effective lead generation channels, and I'm going to show you how powerful it is once I get into the organic social section. But using modern tools, you can still automate your Instagram account to reach out to 50 accounts per day automatically. You don't have to lift a finger and do follow-up messages, and it actually gets their first name right with these modern tools. They work really well. And the filtering options are unbelievably sophisticated. For example, if I only wanted to message the people following Alex Hormozi, so there's hundreds of thousands of these guys, but I wanted to filter them down to they have to have at least 1,000 followers and they have to have coach or agency in their bio. I can do that and only message those people. This makes it hyper targeted, so I don't need to spend time finding the leads or typing the messages or following up with them. This tool will do it automatically. And that tool is Auto IGDM. The link to that's going to be down in the description of this video. And by the way, guys, I actually have a whole document with all of the tools that I use for marketing. It's all in that document down below, so you can go and grab that and come back to it anytime you're like, I want to do this and I don't know what tool to use. Those are the tools I use. They're in the document down below. The next one is Twitter. So if you have Twitter Blue, there's actually a hack right now. You can message 400 people per day from your Twitter account using the same advanced filtering that I just talked about, but way more people. And the tool that we use to do that is called Drippy. I have a massive discount I can offer you for Drippy. It's going to be in that same link down below. But using Twitter automation helps you get a lot more messages out. And you can actually use AI to write a lot of these messages. So you're getting different AI generated messages out to different people that are hyper targeted. So a lot of people ask about cold calling automation. Is there anything where you can just cold call thousands of people? Does it exist? Yeah, you can use AI voice agents to do thousands of outbound calls every single day. It is now illegal in the US. It's still legal in some other countries, but I feel like it will not be soon, and I don't recommend that as a strategy. SMS automation, same thing. People don't like getting text messages. You're going to get your numbers blocked one at a time, and it's just not worth doing. What does work very well is voicemail drops. So what is a voicemail drop? Say I'm trying to sell you a lead generation machine and I leave you a voicemail. Now, it doesn't ring. All you get is a voicemail, and you listen to that voicemail and it says, what's up, Jay? This is a AI generated voicemail. I did this using an automated system. I know that you run this company. Is this something that you'd be interested in setting up in your business? It generates me 200,000 leads every single month. That's a pretty compelling voicemail, and a lot of people will call that number back. And when they call that number back, they'll either get routed to your AI voice agent that you've set up or to your sales team. So that tactic actually works really well, but it's a little bit more advanced. So if you're just getting started with marketing automation, start with your social media channels and with cold email, and then you can move on to the more advanced stuff from there. Now, there's one other type of automation that I think might be worth mentioning, and that's content automation. So you can automate a lot more than just outreach. And everything that I've talked to you about until now is outreach. DM outreach, call outreach, text outreach. Content automation is things like auto blogging, using AI to generate new blogs every day, every hour, and publishing and pushing those blogs onto different spaces, such as your own website. You can also put them on Medium. You can put them on social media platforms like LinkedIn, Reddit, Quora. You can automate all of those things using make.com and using different softwares and tools. Does this generate a lot of content? Yeah. Do a lot of people see it? Sometimes. Does it actually work? A little bit. I actually don't like it because I feel like it tarnishes your brand reputation. I would much rather you spend and invest the time creating good pieces of content on these different platforms to generate the right traffic so that when people do come to your blog, it's actually good content with high engagement. But if you are looking to automate these things, look at make.com. There's automations in there to automatically post across all of those different platforms. And then we have engagement automation. This is responding to comments. So for example, there's a tool called Power In. This works for Twitter and LinkedIn. It'll search for specific keywords or posts from specific users that you're following, hopefully the biggest users in the space. And when they make a post, it will leave an AI generated or auto comment on that post. The goal of this is to drive traffic to your social media profile. And from that traffic, you can either retarget them or maybe they click on your link. I actually don't like using these either, but when you're just getting started and you don't have time to hire a human to do all of this for you or to keep doing it yourself, they do make a good option for driving traffic, and they do drive a lot of traffic. Again, if you're interested in that tool, it's going to be linked in my tools and resources down below. All right, now we're getting more from the black hat hustle marketing, flyers and spamming and outreach. Now we're getting into the more sophisticated types of marketing. This is where we want to start moving to as you grow, as you get more staff, as you get more money. You want to be doing more sophisticated marketing, and that's going to be more sustainable and help you build a better brand long term. First up in our sophisticated marketing chapter is organic search. And organic search, a lot of people commonly call this SEO, but it's honestly so much more than SEO. Organic search honestly is like the holy grail of marketing. This is when somebody, your prospective client, is looking for help with your thing. Maybe they're looking for help with cold email and say, need help with cold email, how to build cold email machine. What do they find in that searching process? They're probably going to see some sponsored ads. They're going to see some Google results. They might see some YouTube videos. They may even see some agencies listed on the side. They might see some AI recommendations. This is organic search marketing. You want to be the one to show up when they're searching for you. And by the way, now organic search also applies to social media. Some people are searching for that thing on social media. You want your social media account optimized for those keywords. Now, the beautiful thing about search marketing is intent. Somebody is looking for your thing right now, which gives you the opportunity to go sell it to them. This is contrary to social advertising, where you don't know if that person wants your thing right now. You're taking a guess because you're targeting them because of certain filters and parameters that you've set, but you don't know if they're actually looking for you, if they want you. If they're searching for a specific key phrase, you know they're in pain, they're in buying mode, and now is the time for you to spend a lot of time and money to be the first thing that they see. All right, so you want to be the first thing that they see when they're searching for a specific term. There's a few ways to do it. The first is they're searching for something adjacent to what you offer. This is where people usually capitalize on blogs. What do I mean by adjacent? I'm a PR agency, and we're trying to find people that are looking for publicist services, they're looking for PR firms, they're looking for PR agencies. Our blogs are typically not about that. Our blogs are about top 5 ways to repair your reputation. So we're looking for adjacent terms, or people who are looking for answers, not looking for services, might search for. And when you type in how to hire a publicist, they're not coming to our homepage. They're coming to a blog that we wrote about the best things to look for when hiring a publicist. So the key for your blog should be to answer the questions that people are searching related to the thing that you offer. Now that person is probably not going to buy from you right then and there, but now they've been to your site, now they've seen your brand, now you can serve them retargeting ads, which I'm going to talk about in a little bit, and at that point you've already built some trust with them and you've given them the first answer to that question. Almost every big CRM company will do this, for example. They'll have blog posts, top 10 CRMs for agencies. And that CRM company will write the blog, making themselves number 1, but they're now coming up as the top search result for that search key phrase, which is top CRMs for agencies. And by making themselves number 1, they're driving traffic to their own page and building authority, and the end user is more likely to click on that because it comes off as unbiased. They want to know the top 10 compared side by side. That's what they're looking for. They're not looking for a specific solution. They're looking for answers to what is the best. So that's something that you can do as well. And we have several articles that say top 10 PR agencies for coaches, top 10 PR agencies for tech companies. And lo and behold, we are always number 1 on that list. And another thing that you can do, if you don't have a very good website with a high domain authority that you know Google's not going to rank that article first, is you can get that article published on a news site that has stronger domain authority and higher likelihood to rank. And this is something that we do in our PR agency. So for example, if I was just getting started and I was running an influencer marketing agency and I wanted to use this strategy and I wanted to write an article, and the title of that article was top 10 influencer marketing companies in the USA. But I have a new website, I have a new blog. I know that blog is not going to rank on Google. I can get that article published on usawire.com, which has a much stronger domain authority and can rank at a much higher likelihood. But not just that, now they actually trust that source a lot more than they trust my website. Because I'm ranking myself number 1 on my own website, people aren't going to trust that. But if they see you ranked number 1 on a news site, they're much more likely to take that as a credible article and go and trust their recommendation. The next thing to think about for organic search is intent ranking. So now we're talking about people who are actually looking for hire a PR firm in the USA, top PR firm in Tampa. Now I'm not thinking blogs anymore. Now I want my website to rank. I want a page on my website that says top PR firms on Tampa in the headline. They're ready to buy. They're looking for the solution for the agency they're looking to hire. So instead of a blog, that's going to be a core page on my website. So the 2 big distinctions with SEO is intent versus looking for answers. If they're looking for answers, it should be a blog. How to deal with my crisis. They're looking for answers, we give them answers. Now we build brand reputation and get some traffic versus PR agency in Tampa. That person's looking to hire. We want to be a core page and we want to show up. We want that to be our website. But it's not enough for you to rank on your own website. You need to leverage the other assets online that you already know are going to show up for that search. So for example, that same customer is searching for top PR agencies in Tampa. My website might be 3rd, but the first website's likely going to be Clutch or G2 or UpCity, one of these websites that are ranking PR agencies. And the person's probably going to click on one of those and not my website. And that's okay, because I have capitalized on their traffic by becoming one of the number 1 PR agencies on their list. You can use these ranking sites like Clutch, G2, UpCity, and there's several others. Those are kind of the main 3. By creating profiles across these different sites and generating reviews to these sites. What we like to do is offer a microservice to our clients to go and write us a review on that site. And if we have any clients that have big wins, we'll ask them to go and write a review on those sites. We are one of the top rated PR firms on each of those websites. So if you're searching for top PR firms in the US, Tampa, St. Pete, we are likely going to be the ones to show up. This not only generates a ton of traffic, but it generates really high intent, hot traffic, because we're not saying that we're the best. We're not saying that we're good. UpCity, Clutch, and G2 are saying that we're good, and all of the reviews that come along with it are saying that we're good. It makes the sale that much easier. And if you're a local business, you know that this is ultra important because they're searching for a specific location. They'll search for best gym in St. Pete. And if you want to be the top result there, you have a web page on your website that says best gym in St. Pete. You have a Google My Business profile, St. Pete Gym, and you better have as many reviews on that profile as possible, and you better have it fully optimized. Luckily, if you're a local company, this is so easy. Local companies are so bad at marketing, so all you have to do is be better than the next guy, and I promise you the next guy is not that good. Have an SEO optimized site on WordPress. You can hire a freelancer or a vendor to help you, and then just make sure that your Google My Business profile is fully optimized. You can also use a tool called yext.com, yext.com, and this is available if you're using Go High Level with me, and this will actually publish your business profile to every major listing site. Yelp, Angie's List, there's so many of these things, and you want to be present on all of them for two reasons. One, you don't know where your customers are searching, you want to be there. And two, the link juice that it gives you. If you get a backlink from yellowpages.com, angieslist.com, yelp.com, and all of the other listing platforms that exist, you're already 10 steps ahead of your competitor in terms of SEO. This is going to help your website rank because it's teaching Google that you're a legitimate business and you're everywhere. And you don't have to individually go to all these different sites and submit your profile. You can do it all in one central platform from Yext. There's no link to that in the recommended tools doc, but if you have a Go High Level account or sign up for one using the link that is there, Yext is going to be one of the add-ons that's offered within Go High Level. And if you don't have Go High Level, you should have it. It's the best marketing tool ever created. They're not paying me a dime to say that. And if you want to sign up for that, there's a link in the recommended tools list. Now, I mentioned this earlier, but I'll say it again in terms of organic search and SEO and ranking. I'm not going to go too in depth on how to do SEO, but I will say it's much easier to rank a site that is built on WordPress. There are plugins like Yoast that Google just knows how to read, and Google is more likely to rank that site. For your blog and for your core site, it should all be on WordPress. You can use a plugin called Elementor that has a ton of templates that you can choose from. It makes building and deploying the site really easy. But if you want to use SEO as a long-term strategy, then I highly recommend building it on WordPress. Now let's talk for a minute about paid search. We talked about organic search. This is SEO. This is getting free clicks from people who are looking for your thing. But if you're new, if you're a new business, you have a new website, it's going to be really hard to get those rankings, to get that free traffic. In fact, SEO done correctly can take 6 to 12 months before anything happens, and that's if you're doing all the right stuff. But that doesn't mean that you can't capitalize from people's search intent. And the way to capitalize on it right now is by paying for those clicks. So paid search advertising can be pretty expensive. Fair warning, this is not one of the first places that I would spend your marketing dollar. But once you've got the money flowing and you're ready to start investing in paid advertising, I highly recommend using paid search, especially if you're local or you sell something high ticket that's specific. Now here's a couple examples. If you're running that local gym in St. Pete, you should absolutely be paying for paid search. So when somebody is searching for best gym St. Pete, you want to be the gym that is showing up on top. It's going to say sponsored, and you're going to get a headline and a description. You need to be the one on top. You're going to make a ton of money as long as your funnel is set up correctly and your tracking is set up correctly. The other use case, for example, is our PR firm. Not a lot of people or companies need PR or are looking for PR. So running meta ads to try and convince people that they need PR is hard to do. We do it successfully because I'm very good at what I do, but the best leads that we get come from Google. They're the ones who are searching for it. So if they're searching hire a publicist, our sponsored ad is on top. And those calls are the high intent calls that are easiest to close. And the reason it works for us is because a client is worth close to $30,000 to us. So we're able to spend the $200, $300 that it costs for us to book a call. Now, if you're selling these energy drinks, I think this is a $7 energy drink called Unity, and you're trying to sell it using paid ads on Google, you're going to have a really hard time because it might cost you $20 to make a sale that's only worth $6 to you. So the customer needs to be worth a lot, or you need to be running local ads. If it's local search ads, they're unbelievably cheap because you're competing for that spot against the other people locally, and most of them aren't running ads or they're running them poorly. Or if you're running high ticket products. So if a customer's worth $30,000 to us, we can spend a lot on that click in order to get that customer. So Google ads are actually pretty easy to set up. They're not super easy to get right. You're gonna go to ads.google.com. If you want a $500 credit for your Google ads, go to vault.leadgenj.com and you can get a $500 credit. You do need to be a member of my insiders community, that's just one perk that you get as a member, but you actually get a $500 credit to Google ads as well as a credit to some other ad platforms. So you'll set up your Google ads. These are your search ads. So when someone's searching in the Google box, it'll show you first and you pay per click. The other type of search ads that we like to run with Google are YouTube ads. So Google knows what people are searching for and they will show your ads to people who are searching for those specific things. So we want to show up in their search results and we want to show up on their YouTube because YouTube is also a search engine now. So if they're looking for how to build a cold email machine on Google, they're probably also looking for or interested in that thing on YouTube and vice versa. So we want to show up in both of those places once Google confirms that that person is looking for that thing. Great news is both of those types of ads are set up on the Google ad platform. It can be a little confusing to use, so I do recommend hiring a vendor or a freelancer to help you configure it correctly the first time, including the tracking pixels, which we'll talk about more in the analytics section. None of that stuff you have to be an expert in. The stuff that you have to be an expert in is what is the ad saying and where are you sending that traffic? So what is the ad saying? You get a headline and a description. You should understand how to write a great headline and how to write a great ad description. Great headline will highlight that person's pain point and give them an easy, fast way to solve that pain. For example, someone is searching for crisis management services. My ad might say, in a media crisis, we'll fix it in 7 days guaranteed. Something stupid like that that's going to solve their pain point quickly and with some kind of guarantee or assurance that it will work. You can use that same principle across all of the different ad platforms. Obviously, it needs to be contextualized. If we're serving them a YouTube ad, it might be a video of me saying that or demonstrating it in some way. Now, in addition to using Google search and YouTube to do search advertising, paid search advertising, there's other platforms where people are searching for answers. Some of those platforms we've already talked about. One of them is Reddit and Quora. These are two platforms where not a lot of people are paying for ads right now, which makes it a huge opportunity for you. Not a lot of people are doing this. We're doing it and it's working awesome, especially for the lead gen company. But people are going to Reddit and Quora and saying, which PR firm should I hire? How do I build a cold email machine? All of these are intent search terms. They're looking for help. Reddit and Quora can serve them ads within the message thread, giving them the answer to their question and pointing them to your website. These are significantly cheaper to run than Google and YouTube ads because there's less competition there. The more competition an ad platform has, the more expensive it's going to be to run ads. And the more competition an industry has, the more expensive that ad is going to be as well. So for example, PR firms spend a lot on ads, and we are competing with all of these big PR firms for clicks. So it might cost us $10, $20 a click in some cases, but if it's worth it to us financially, we'll pay it. When you're a new company trying to compete against companies like us for clicks, you're going to have a hard time being able to afford to compete against us for a couple reasons. We convert better and we have our analytics on point, which means I can comfortably spend $10,000 to acquire a client. And I know that that $10,000 was worth it because I'm tracking it correctly. You are probably not, because you haven't finished this video yet. By the end of this video, you'll also know how to track it correctly. All right, next I want to talk about paid social media. That's what we're doing right here. We're talking on a YouTube video. You probably found this in your YouTube feed. It was recommended to you. Maybe you've seen me before. Maybe you're already subscribed. Maybe this is your first time. These social media platforms are highly advanced. I'm making this video for online marketers and business owners. It knows who you are. It's going to show this to you if you're an online marketer or business owner. And go figure, I'm making this content for you because I have stuff to sell you. Most people who are making content do. That way the social media platform is actually doing the job that you would otherwise be doing in your other forms of marketing. Organic social is the holy grail. If you can figure this out, you will make unlimited amounts of money without having to do much else. The problem with organic social is it is really hard to do. It takes a long time. It's an entire job. It's reliant on you. And it probably won't make you money for at least 6 to 12 months. I had on my whiteboard for a long time, my vision board, launch a YouTube channel, probably 2 years. It was sitting on there, and every now and then I'd make a YouTube video, maybe once a month, and it just wasn't quite working. So I stopped for 3 months at a time, make another video. And the problem that most people face once they're trying to grow a social media channel, whether it be Instagram or YouTube, those are the big two, is that they stop and they don't learn from their mistakes. The key that really unlocked my success on YouTube, and success with big air quotations because I'm only at around 42,000 subscribers and some of my friends have tens of millions. But even with 42,000 subscribers, this YouTube channel has made me more money and gained me more influence with my sales and marketing than I ever could have done with all the other forms of marketing combined. The problem is it took a year of me making videos every single week and nobody watching those videos in order to get to a point where people even started to care and started to watch. Now I'm about 2 years in and I've gotten a little bit better at this thing, but now I've got a loyal audience. I've got people who know who I am, respect me, come to my channel looking for value. They trust me. They're part of my community. It's been the most fulfilling thing that I've done. And I'll never have to worry about money again because I have people that already trust me. I don't have to do that again using other forms of marketing. And it's an amazing thing, but it took a year before anyone cared and then another year to get to this point. It's a long journey and you need to have like a weird broken ego to be able to talk to a wall for 6 months with nobody listening and say, I've got this, I can do it. People will care eventually. And eventually they do, as long as you get better. And the big asterisk there is you have to get better every time. If you're just making bad content for 2 years, no, it's not going to work. You need to make content, learn from it, and continue to improve on your ideas, continue to improve on the quality, and to learn what makes a good piece of content. So here's the spark notes of what I've learned building my own personal brand on social media. 1, start with one channel and get really good at it. If you try and repurpose one piece of content to the rest of the channels, they're not going to work. So I picked YouTube and I decided 2023 was going to be my year to figure out YouTube. So I hired a creative director. I paid someone to help me for 3 months and coaching and figuring out how to like package videos correctly. And I tried to get better every single time that I made a video. I built a team and eventually I figured it out. It took 6 months and then people started to finally care. The secret was choosing the right niche. When I started, I was making content that was all over the place. It was starting a business, automations, sales, marketing, SEO, agencies, and none of the videos really took off, and I could tell that I wasn't really gaining traction anywhere. One video finally did really well, a little bit well, and it was cold email automation. And I noticed that people really wanted more of that. They were asking questions. So my creative director said, make more videos about that. And that was the secret. That's what really unlocked it. And that's the problem that most creators have, is they don't want to make the same piece of content over and over again. The problem is that's what YouTube promotes. That's what YouTube wants you to do. They want you to be the authority on one specific thing. This is especially true for new channels. Pick one thing and make that same piece of content over and over again for a year. And I promise YouTube will start identifying you as the expert in that thing and you'll start to gain some traction. At that point, you can start experimenting, like the video that I'm doing right now is an experiment. Hopefully this works. Then you can add other channels. So Instagram, 2024, I was like, let me figure out Instagram. I hired a company, Viral Coach, Daniel Illis, highly recommend, let him know I sent you, to help me figure out how to go viral on Instagram, how to build an Instagram audience. And what I learned was people went to YouTube to learn. People went to short form to be entertained. So I can't make the same value-based content on Instagram that I was making on YouTube. I had to start learning how to entertain. And Daniel taught me how to do it. The key, the breakdown of what I learned in that program over the course of that 3 months is that I can find other content that other creators have done that was successful. Now I have several videos with well over 1 million views, one with over 3 million views, and I just passed 35,000 Instagram followers. Now they're about even, my Instagram and my YouTube. My YouTube is worth so much more money and has made me so much more money. Instagram's a cool tool for building some social proof and for lead generation. I get a lot of leads through Instagram, but most of my sales and my loyal subscribers come from my YouTube channel. And the only reason reason I'm able to now do both, because don't get me wrong, it is a full-time job. I spend every weekend now making content. The only reason I can now do both is because I have a team. I've got a social media manager that posts my short form content on Instagram, YouTube Shorts, and TikTok. I've got my video editor, one for short form and one for YouTube videos. They edit all of my content. My creative director talks to them to make sure it's correct. I've got my thumbnail designers. All I have to do is script and shoot, and then I like to package it all together, and I actually like to post my YouTube videos myself. But the team is what makes it possible. And for those of you interested in doing it, I would recommend YouTube and Instagram as your primary platforms. And now we live in a beautiful world where you can take your reels and post them on TikTok and YouTube Shorts. And sometimes my videos that bomb on Instagram do really good on YouTube Shorts. TikTok we're still working on. And recently I've hired someone to help me with my LinkedIn. So now they're taking a lot of the YouTube content that I'm posting and they're pulling some of the best stuff out of there and turning it into LinkedIn posts. And my LinkedIn has actually started to generate a lot of traction. Twitter or X, not so much. We're still working on that one. And if you're not already, please subscribe to this channel and please like this video if you appreciate me just dumping my knowledge onto you and you want to see more like it. Now, I was at Alex Hormozi's workshop a week ago, and one of the things that he said really stuck with me, and I think this might be helpful for you too. He said, there is a cheat code right now. He said, if you do this, it is an infinite money glitch, and that thing is organic social combined with paid social ads. If you do those things together and you do them well, infinite money glitch. So if you want to activate that infinite money glitch, let's talk a little bit about paid social media advertising. Now, paid social is going to be different than paid search. Paid search, it's going to be based on intent, what people are looking for. Paid social is different. We're going to be trying to target people based on filter criteria that's available to us. So if you go and run a meta ad, you can say, I want to run it to males between the ages of 30 and 40 that live in a 10-mile radius of this, that are interested in that. So you're trying to build a client profile for yourself that you're going to show an ad to and try and get them interested in your thing. This is much different than paid search, where they're actually looking for the thing and you're solving a problem. So paid social ads, we're talking about running ads on Meta, which is Facebook and Instagram. We're talking about TikTok, LinkedIn, X, and obviously if there's a social media platform, you can advertise on there. Snapchat, I don't know what the kids are using these days, but I like to focus mostly on Meta. Meta is where the most advanced ad targeting is available to you and where it's easiest to track, and this is where most people make most of their money. So I'm gonna focus this conversation on running top of funnel Meta ads, people who have not heard of you before. Let me start by saying Meta ads work. Paid ads work. I've made a lot of money with paid ads, and there's a lot of really good ways to go about it and to think about it. Now, if you're just getting started and you don't have your analytics set up correctly and you don't have your funnel optimized, then you're going to not make money with paid ads. This is why I saved this kind of for last, because it can be difficult to make money if you don't have the other stuff working for you first. You need to have a well-defined offer, and you need to know it's a proven offer. People actually want it and they want to buy it. You need to know how to sell it, which means you need to know what pain points your customers are facing, and you need to know how to advertise. You need to know how to make video ads, creative that actually grabs attention. Because remember, these people are not searching for you. These people are your best guess at customers that might want your thing. So if you want them to buy your thing, you need to capture their attention and then convert. The capture the attention part happens in the creative and the copy of your ad. This is the video or the static image that you show them combined with the ad copy that you write and the headline of that ad. You need to grab their attention and get them to click. If you can get them to click, now you have the opportunity to convert them. And a conversion, it could be a couple different things. You can get them to opt in, which is give me your email address and I'm going to send you something by email. This simple opt-in is going to get you the most leads, and you can actually run lead form ads on Facebook that makes it really easy because they'll pre-populate that information for them, and you'll get lots of conversions, and they're pretty cheap conversions. The problem is that person didn't pay you any money. So if you can't get them from email to purchase, then eventually your ads are going to not be profitable and you're going to have to turn them off. The second type of ad that you can run is like a call booking funnel. You send them an ad, hey, book a call if you're interested in this thing. They schedule a call with your team, and if they buy from you after that call, boom, you've got a good purchase conversion there. And the third option is going right for the purchase. So you can send them straight to a landing page and try and get them to buy something. Now, if it's a top of funnel ad and they don't know who you are, this can work pretty well if you're under $100. I've found that that price point $97 is like the max people will buy really easily without you having to sell it to them in a call or in a retargeting ad or in an email. Which brings me to my favorite type of paid ad to run. And that's something that I call a low ticket funnel or a self-liquidating funnel. You'll hear this called a few different things. Now, the purpose of this ad is to be top of funnel. People don't know who you are yet, and you are dangling something that they really, really want. Whether that be, we'll set up your cold email machine, give you this resource, give you this template for $9, for $37, for $97. Something where they're not going to have a big price opposition. Now, the point of that is now I sell them something for $37. No problem. 37 bucks. Here you go. I want that thing. Now they've purchased the $37 thing. In a funnel, you can have one-click upsells, one-click downsells, and order bumps. So your goal, once you get them to purchase, is to get them to spend as much money in the next 3 minutes as you possibly can. And as an experienced marketer, it's up to you to show them offers that they cannot resist on each subsequent page. The goal isn't to get them to spend $37. The goal is to get them to spend $500 to $1,000 by the time they're done with that funnel. And if you want to go in depth onto how to build low ticket funnels or self-liquidating funnels, join the Insiders program. I walk you through it step by step. So now that person gets through the funnel, and maybe you get 100 people through this funnel, and you learn, because you're tracking, I'm going to show you how to track, that each sale costs you $80, but the average sale is $100. Now, not only are you making $20 per sale that comes into your funnel, but now these guys are buyers. They're in your community. You've got their emails, their phone numbers, and you've gotten them into your ecosystem so that you can sell them what you actually want to sell them, which is typically going to be a more high ticket offer. This is why it's self-liquidating, because all the money that you spend to get those leads is returned to you in that low ticket ad spend. I'm not going to tell you this is easy. It's not easy. You need an offer that is irresistible enough to get somebody who doesn't know you to purchase, and then you need to be good enough to get them to take your upsells throughout the funnel. Now, you don't have to use upsells. You can have a $97 ad funnel with just one really, really good offer, and you can have an average sale under $97, and now you're still getting leads for free, essentially, or getting paid to get leads, and you're building massive brand awareness. This should be your goal when you're building paid ad funnels, is to build a self-liquidating funnel. And the place to build that is Meta, Facebook, and Instagram. Can this work on TikTok? Sure. If you're an e-commerce product, where do you want to be advertising? TikTok. You should be using user-generated content to run ads on TikTok and Reels. Do LinkedIn ads work? Do X ads work? It all works. Now, in my experience, running top-of-funnel ads on LinkedIn or X does not make us money. I do use those platforms to run retargeting ads on, which I'll talk about in the next chapter. Now, the big asterisk here for running paid ads on social media is that you need to have your analytics dialed in. This is a numbers game, and if you don't like numbers, you are going to lose. Where most people have a hard time with paid ads is they'll turn on an ad campaign, they'll lose $500 with no sales, and they'll just shut the ads off and say, these don't work, I'm done. The problem is it takes a lot of money to invest into paid ads to get these things to work. You might spend $500 on your paid ads and not have a single sale, and then the next day at $510, you may have had that one sale worth $20,000. So when you're launching your paid ad campaigns, you need to know how much money you're willing to risk, usually at least $5,000. You're willing to throw this money away. You might never see it again in order to get that one sale. And then you need to have your attribution and your tracking set up correctly so that you know this is working or this isn't working. If you turn them off too early, you'll lose. If you let them run too long without having correct attribution, you'll end up burning through your money. This is where most people F up and where you are not going to, because you're watching this video and you're not going to make those same mistakes. Now, before I go into retargeting, omnipresent marketing, marketing analytics, and tracking, I want to tell you a little bit about how I hire and manage talent for marketing, because you're probably listening to all of this and you're like, I need help with video scripting. I need help with editing. I need help managing my Facebook ads. I need help building my cold email machines. In the world of marketing, as the operating CMO, that's you. You're the founder, you're the owner, you're running the marketing in this company. Nobody is going to be able to do all of this for you. No marketing agency, no person, nobody. All of this stuff is nuanced and difficult, and you need to take it upon yourself to at least learn the surface level of each item that you're implementing. So you want to start taking SEO seriously. Awesome. Go through an SEO course and learn how it works. I actually have an SEO course built into my Insiders program, as well as several other really important courses, so you should totally join that. But the point is, for each of these components that you want to implement in your marketing, you need to understand how they work so you can ask the right questions and track the analytics correctly. So you want to hire someone to run your meta ads? Cool, I have someone that runs my meta ads, but I'm better than he is. I know the right questions to ask him. I know when he did something wrong. Now, you don't have to be better than the person running your marketing. My SEO guy is better than me at SEO, but I know enough to look at certain numbers and say he's fluffing that number, or he didn't do anything for that, or this is the next best step. Because vendors and agencies are only going to show you what they want to show you. If you don't understand these things, at least at a surface level, and know the right questions to ask, you're gonna get burned, especially by marketing agencies. So what I recommend doing if you're looking for help, work with vendors and freelancers, not agencies, unless it's a specialized agency. So you have an agency just doing your SEO. The problem with agencies is you always get punted to a customer success rep or account manager who doesn't actually know this stuff well and isn't going to actually be able to answer your questions. That's why I like working directly with vendors or freelancers. So I can just call up Andreas and be like, yo, Facebook ads dipped, what's going on with this? And he has an answer for me right then and there. Where to find great people? Upwork, communities. Just make it clear that you're not looking for agencies, and interview a ton. You should be interviewing 10 people for every single role that you want to hire, and you should be asking them technical questions on those interviews. Then they should report to you once every 2 weeks with the metrics and with the questions that you want them to answer and the KPIs that you give to them to give to you. Now let's talk a second about audiences. Who do you actually send these top of funnel paid ads to? Now you can do your best at guessing at, all right, this is the gender, this is the age range, here's what I think they're interested in. And if you have Google Analytics set up on your site, maybe you even have some of that information about your customers and your visitors. But what I love to do, especially if you already have data on who's interested, meaning maybe you have a list of 1,000 customers who have purchased from you, or 1,000 people who have watched a video. Now you can upload those emails and create lookalike audiences inside of Facebook and Meta, and this is one of the reasons that it is so powerful, especially when compared with other ad platforms. When I launched my top of funnel Meta ads for our PR agency, all I did was I took all of our existing clients and people who have been existing clients, about 1,000 people, took their emails, uploaded it to Facebook, and said, find the top 1% of people on Facebook that look like these people. And it's going to match their data points. It has so much data on you. And it's going to find the perfect audience to run those ads to. And 9 times out of 10, this lookalike audience is going to outperform anything that I could possibly guess. So if you're starting paid social ads for your first time, you're starting to run meta ads for your first time, and you have a customer list, try and upload it and create a lookalike audience. It works like crazy. All right, let's move on, and we're going to talk about retargeting. And I made this its own section, even though retargeting is a portion of paid social media and paid search. So what is retargeting? Someone visits your website, someone visits your YouTube account, maybe they clicked on a blog article, maybe they clicked on one of your Google ads and they didn't buy from you. Most people don't buy the first time that they interact with your business. In fact, the average times it takes for somebody to purchase from you is 7 interactions with your company. If you're not using retargeting ads in your marketing strategy, you are wasting a ton of money. In fact, I would recommend implementing retargeting first or second in your advertising strategy. The reasons being, you get to amplify all the other stuff that you're doing. All the other ways that you're driving traffic to your site get multiplied by 4, 5, 6x once you implement retargeting, and it's really affordable to do. And the reason is this: making money with top of funnel advertising, showing ads to people who don't know who you are, is tough to do because they probably don't need or want your thing. They're not going to click, and you're paying for each view and each click. With retargeting ads, that person has already shown some sort of interest in your business. They went to your YouTube channel, they went to your Instagram account, they clicked on a Google ad, they visited your blog. This is a signal that they're interested in working with you and at least know who you are. If they know who you are, they're much more likely to click on your ad when they see it. Has this ever happened to you where you click on somebody's Google ad or you visit a website and before you know it, they are everywhere? Every article that you read, they're on the sides. You're on Facebook scrolling and there they are, their videos and their images. This omnipresent marketing is exactly what I'm talking about. And it's actually really easy to implement and deploy and really easy to make money doing. Every different ad platform has their own tracking code. Facebook calls it a pixel. Google's got their own tracking code. These tracking codes, you need to be set up on every page that people could be visiting on your site. So all the platforms that I'm about to mention, you should go sign up for an ad account with those platforms. It's free to sign up. Grab the code from the tracking pixels on those various ad accounts. It's going to be very simple on how to find it. If you don't know how to find the tracking pixels, you can just search it in their box, they'll show you. Take those tracking codes and put them on your website and put them on your landing pages. If you don't know how to do that, hire a developer on Fiverr to do it for you. Even if you don't run ads right now those tracking codes will start picking up data and accumulating information about the people visiting your assets. Now, if it's 30 or 60 days from now, you decide to turn on retargeting ads, you can, and you can hit all those people who are on your site 60 days ago. Now, the platforms where retargeting works best for us, Meta, obviously. Facebook and Instagram, you want to retarget the crap out of people. YouTube retargeting works great because people are on YouTube getting entertained, they're searching for things. You want your ads to show up for YouTube. Google Display, which we haven't talked about yet. This is when you're reading an article and you see a banner ad image up top, images on the sides. This is Google Display retargeting. You can upload a bunch of images and a bunch of headlines, and you only get charged when somebody clicks on those ads. Almost free to run, and they make you a ton of money. You can also manage those from the same ad platform that you do search ads and YouTube ads. Now, this might be controversial, but I recommend running retargeting ads on every single social media platform, including TikTok, LinkedIn, and X. I do not run top of funnel ads on LinkedIn or X, but I do run retargeting ads and TikTok. The reason being, it's unbelievably cheap. These people have already been to my site, they've already shown interest, and I want to be everywhere that they go. And I don't know where they're going on social media. Could be X, they could be spending a lot of time on TikTok for all I know. Remember, 7 interactions before they buy. You should be everywhere. And you can run this entire retargeting campaign for like $100 a month. It is unbelievably cheap and everybody needs to do it. Now there's one other ninja retargeting hack. It's a secret tool that you can install on your website or landing page. And when somebody hits your website, it actually de-anonymizes their IP address and it links their IP address to their email and their name. Now you can take their email and you can put it into a drip sequence or a cold email sequence. Now what's really cool, Instantly AI actually just built this tool into their platform. So you can grab the code from Instantly AI, put it on your website. It'll de-anonymize all the people who are coming to your websites, and now you can put them into a cold email campaign right there in your Instantly account. I still can't believe this is real. It feels illegal, but I can say that it works. And if you're interested in signing up for Instantly AI and getting a nice discount, use the link in my resources doc down below. All right, now let's get into some even more advanced marketing strategies, and this is going to be more relevant the farther along in business that you get, but some of these you can start leveraging right now. So let's start with affiliate marketing, getting other people to sell your thing. This is an amazing opportunity to get other people to do the marketing for you. The problem is it sounds so good and people think that, sure, I'll just give them a percentage and everyone's going to want to sell my thing. Why wouldn't they want to make money? The problem is it's really hard to convince people to do work for you. And anybody who says that they want to do work for you and want to be an affiliate for you probably isn't actually going to do any work for you. So you'll end up spending a bunch of time and money investing in these people and then nothing happens. So how do you run a successful affiliate marketing program? So I have affiliates for my insiders course. I give them 20% of everything that they sell coming into my program. I also give them specific benefits for selling specific numbers of people. For example, if you sell 5 people into the program, you get a one-on-one call with me for 60 minutes. If you sell 10 people, I will fly you out and meet you in person. The problem with running a successful affiliate marketing program is that they require a lot of upkeep. So here's some tips that I've learned from building my own affiliate program and being a very successful affiliate for other companies. So I've been on both sides of this. If you're trying to get people to sell your thing, money is not usually enough. They need to be really invested in your brand, and you need to invest a lot of time and energy into cultivating that relationship and giving them the resources that they need to sell your thing. They're not going to come up with it on their own. They're not going to think about marketing tactics on their own. But if I call up Johnny, one of my top affiliates, and being like, what's up, Johnny? Anything that you sell today, I'm giving you 2x kickback. And I'm also going to write you an email that you can send out to your list with this link and with this discount that's offered for them. Cool, you want to send this out? You down for this? We can do a collab post after that. I'll give you this thing. It requires a lot of that hand-to-hand combat, hand-holding, and giving them the resources that they need. Just by giving them an affiliate link with a kickback and a coupon code is not enough. You need to really lean into that relationship and even hire somebody to manage those affiliates. That's how you have a successful affiliate program. The second thing that you can do is build an affiliate community. Go High Level did this really, really well. They have whole events for their affiliates, and they've created a whole business model around resellers and giving people the tools to resell their product. And that's why I think they're the most successful CRM and marketing tool on the planet. They've done an incredible job with the affiliate side of things. Now, as an affiliate myself, what are some things that I like to see that encourages me to keep referring to that person? One is good and accurate tracking. I can't tell you how many times that I've sent people to an affiliate site and it just wasn't tracked. Not all of this is on the company, and a lot of this falls on the tools that they choose. So one thing that you can do to encourage your affiliates is to actually make sure that they get credit. The worst thing is them sending you business and them not getting credit for it. So you should have methods of them claiming credit. So if they refer somebody and it doesn't get tracked, they can actually submit that person for attribution. I have a form where you can fill out that form. Here's the person I referred, here's a screenshot, and then I give them the attribution on the back end. Other thing you can do is give them a coupon code to share with their referrals that'll save money for their referral. And if they use that coupon code, it's automatically attributed. And you want to have a good affiliate tracking software where that person can just log in and they can get their link, get their coupon code. They can see how much traffic and see the people that are coming in to the pipeline. You also need to pay your affiliates in a timely manner and incentivize them to keep referring. So one thing that I like to do is anytime an affiliate sells something for me, they get a big, exciting, celebratory email with me on it. Way to go, brother. This is your third one. Get one more and you're going to unlock that next thing. So really celebrating the wins is key to get the affiliates incentivized and selling more for you. Now, in terms of affiliate software, what do you use? Well, if you're selling an online course or agency services, Go High Level actually has a really good free built-in affiliate software that I use. It works quite well. People can log in, they get an affiliate portal, they get a coupon code, a link. I can add them to different affiliate structures, and it just gives me a lot of control, and it's relatively advanced and it's free, so that's nice. If you're a software company, that might change. You might want to pick something like Tolt.io or look up software-specific referral platforms. All right, so that's it for affiliate marketing. You should have a really good product, something people are proud to sell, which is why I don't think you should roll this out as a new company. You should have a highly tested offer, a strong community, people excited to sell and to refer people business to your thing. Then once you have that, you build a community around those affiliates, you incentivize their referrals, not just with money, but with other stuff, and you celebrate their wins and make sure that they get paid and get attributed. Now, similarly to affiliate marketing, let's talk about influencer marketing. This is paying other people to promote your product. Giving influencers money to post on their social media platforms. That's essentially the gist of it. And it works quite well. And I'm sure you've seen examples of this online every time you go on social media. People promoting athletic greens, Kim Kardashian's got her new thing. My friend Michael was the founder of Fit Tea, paid Kim Kardashian like $1 million to promote his product, Fit Tea, and made millions and millions of dollars. So this stuff does work. It works quite well. Here's everything that I know about running successful influencer marketing campaigns. Don't try and find Kim Kardashian. You should instead try and find micro influencers. These are people between 2,500 and 50,000 followers on Instagram, smaller YouTube channels that do have traction. Just make sure that they have the right audience for you. That's really the key here. So you need to actually spend the time looking through who is following and engaging with these accounts. If these people look like the right person for you, you can get these micro influencers for a pretty good price. One of the struggles with influencer marketing is tracking and attribution and managing the influencers. So one of the worst mistakes that companies make when working with influencers is giving them this detailed SOP for here's the type of content, here's what you need to say in the content, here's what it should look like. You should not be doing that. You're hiring these influencers because they're successful creators. Let them create. Because remember, if that post bombs, nobody's going to see it, and then it's all counterproductive. You'd rather that post barely mention your brand, but it go viral, than the whole thing be about your brand, but nobody cares and nobody sees it. Give them creative control. And here's a real kicker. Get them to sign a influencer agreement that lets you run that post in paid ads. Now you're able to take their content and run it on your channel or through their channel and capitalize on not only their name and likeness, but now you've got user-generated content that makes really good advertising. One of the big problems with influencer marketing is tracking. So I'm a big data and analytics guy, and sometimes it can be really tough to track who's coming from that influencer and who's buying from that influencer. So a lot of times the influencer will try and send traffic to a specific page via DMs or stories, but a lot of the unseen value is their audience hearing you talk about Lead Gen J and then Googling it, going to my YouTube channel, going to my website from Google. So it's hard to fully attribute everything to that influencer. So that's why I saved this kind of for last too. It's not one of the first places I would invest your marketing dollar, simply because it's hard to get right. You need to have really good branding. People need to trust you already. You need to have a high converting sales funnel. So where that influencer is sending you, you want people to actually buy and opt in. And it's hard to track. So if you're not okay with throwing money in a trash can with uncertainty as an experimental test, influencer marketing is not for you. Now, if you run an e-commerce brand or a makeup company, something that really depends on influencers, you should probably start focusing on this early. If you can get people making content about your clothing brand or your makeup brand, and you can get this stuff into the hands of big influencers, then it's going to fast track your success as a company, and it's going to give you advertising collateral, so you don't have to worry about making ads. You can just use this stuff and post it organically on your social media. All right, we are almost done. And next I want to talk about PR. And I run a PR agency. And the reason I saved this one for last is I don't think it's one of the first things that companies should invest in, but I do think it is a powerful part of your marketing arsenal. So PR, public relations, is essentially using the media to get your message out there. So instead of you posting an ad from your social media account and saying, you should buy my thing, you're using Forbes, you're using CNBC and Bloomberg to say, this guy is the best, buy his thing. And modern day PR isn't just newspapers and TV and articles. We actually extend our services to podcasts and influencer marketing and YouTube channels. So essentially, it's kind of like influencer marketing and affiliate marketing. You're using the credibility and the audience of these other channels, the Forbes, the CNBC, the Oprah, talk shows, in order to vouch for your thing and assert you as the king in that space, the industry leader. And this does a couple of really important things. Thing number one is it increases your credibility and your brand trust. So we're talking about branding and brand reputation. PR is one of the key things to think about in building and establishing your brand reputation. It also makes all of the advertising that you do afterwards a lot easier, because now you can leverage the trust that you have as Oprah's go-to lead gen agency. It's going to be a lot easier to sell and convert, because if Oprah said it, it's probably true. If Forbes said it, it's probably true. And you can use this in your sales pages, your paid advertising, your organic advertising. It should be everywhere. If you get top tier media coverage, and you will by working with a PR agency or following some of these steps, then you're going to be able to amplify all of your other advertising and multiply your conversions. The second thing that good PR does is drive hot traffic. So we talked about organic search, people searching for something, they click on your website, they come to your website. With PR, they're searching for something. They click on Forbes because they're looking for something and they trust Forbes. They already know Forbes. And then they come to your website from Forbes. Now you have the hottest traffic that you can imagine, because that traffic came from Forbes, and they're going to be much more likely to convert, and they're going to be likely to think that you're the best. So they're going to be able and willing to pay more for your product. Now, other than working with a PR firm, there's some really simple things that you can do to capitalize on this space. You can use websites like quoted.io to respond to journalist requests. You can work with a PR firm like us. I mean, we can get you an article for $500. You can join my Insiders program and we get you a business award and an article. And all of these things you can leverage to increase your trust, credibility, which will increase the effectiveness of everything else that you are doing. Now, I want to quickly mention two other forms of marketing. That's live events and guerrilla marketing. Before I go into marketing analytics, data, and tracking, I'm only going to touch on this stuff for just a second. I know we've been going for a long time here, so thank you for sticking with me. All right, live events and guerrilla marketing, I saved this for last because honestly, they're only really applicable to once you get bigger and have a bigger company and big community. They're expensive to throw, almost impossible to track, and require massive manpower and capital funds. Live events are really good if you run a course and coaching program and you already have a community that you can charge to come into your events. But if you have a big agency, you can do these too. Bring your clients in, sell your clients tickets. You can go have a mastermind somewhere with your top 10 influencer marketing clients and talk about influencer marketing. This is going to help establish you as a leader in your space. It's going to create FOMO for all of your other clients, and you're going to be able to use it as advertising to say, hey, we are the guys for influencer marketing. We run the best influencer marketing event. If you want access to this event, here's how to do it. And anybody who's interested in influencer marketing is going to see that and be more inclined to join. So live events can be really effective. Just a lot of money to throw, a lot of time to organize, and almost impossible to track the results of them. Guerrilla marketing is an even bigger beast. This is Red Bull jumping out of a plane in space. This is sponsoring a NASCAR race. This is setting up a giant poop on the side of the street for Poopery, the poop spray company. Genius marketing. These are great marketing tactics. However, they require a ton of money and they're almost impossible to track. So I wouldn't consider doing anything like this until you're on a much bigger scale and you have a really creative idea. For guerrilla marketing, if you can pull this off correctly, it makes unbelievable advertising. And you can hijack the media, get free PR based on the advertising that you're doing to already generate clients and revenue. So you can amplify the guerrilla marketing tactic with PR. So if you can think of something creative like that and invest the time and money into doing it, it might work, it might not. You need to be ready to take that loss if it doesn't work. All right, now I want to wrap up with marketing analytics. None of this stuff works if you don't know if it's working, and you can't grow what you can't track. One of the hardest things that marketers deal with is attribution. You're running this paid ad and you're running this search ad and you're doing all this stuff on organic social and you're doing this marketing on Reddit and you're doing SEO marketing. You have all these different things working and you don't know what's generating the revenue and what you can lean more into and spend more on. And a lot of people just give up because this is really, really hard to do. And there's not a lot of people that you can hire for this. In fact, it is so hard to find good people to help you with your marketing and sales tracking that I became responsible for this in my company, even though I am not the numbers and analytics guy. I'm the creative, but nobody else could do it. Even after trying, nobody else was able to figure it out. So I was able to figure it out. I set it up, and I'm going to try and fast track how you can set it up and think about it right now. There's a couple different ways to track attribution. One of them is UTM codes. These are the little codes that you put at the end of your URLs. So if you're on otterpr.com, it might be otterpr.com UTM campaign equals Reddit. And when somebody comes to our website from that link, now it'll be attributed to Reddit. There's different levels to the UTM tracking. There's campaign, content, term, medium, source. And you can get very granular with where that person came from. So they came from Facebook ads. They came from this campaign in Facebook ads. They came from this ad set in Facebook ads. They came from this ad in Facebook ads. So that's how granular you can get with these UTM codes and UTM tracking. So I highly recommend that you start using those right now. And the CRM that you're using, your website, your Google Analytics is going to see those UTM codes and know how to deal with them, and you're going to be able to display and use that data. Now, here's the problem when it comes to paid advertising and spending money on all these different ad platforms. UTM codes stop being enough. So what happens if you click on a Facebook ad that has these UTM codes attached to it? Boom, they got attributed to it. They're on my website. That traffic came from that Facebook ad. Cool. Now, what happens if a week later they remember, oh, OtterPR. They search OtterPR on Google, click on our website, it comes up organically, and they buy from our website. And now they're not attributed to that Facebook ad. They're attributed to the organic search. And that's not right, because they would never have been to our website if we didn't hit them with that top of funnel Facebook ad. Or what if they hit that Facebook ad on their computer, and then they opened up their phone and they searched for that same thing on their phone, because maybe they're on the go, they wanted to take it to their phone, and then they purchase on their phone. Now it's not attributed to that Facebook ad anymore. So moral of the story is there's all kinds of things that can happen in that buyer journey that screws up UTM tracking and messes up all of your analytics. That's why you need to have some kind of third-party tracking installed. This is going to match people based on their email address, their IP address, their device, and their phone number. It'll take all of those data points and it will compile that person's journey. So even if you opt in after a Facebook ad, now, boom, first attribution Facebook ad. You come over to your phone and you get a retargeting ad on YouTube a week later. Click on that YouTube ad and you buy. It knows that you had the same IP address. It knows that you used the same email to opt in that you did to buy over there. And now the attribution is done correctly and you can say, cool, that Facebook ad made me this amount of money, that YouTube ad made me that amount of money. Now that might sound complicated, but tools now make it really easy to do. And the tool specifically that you should think about using is Hyros. This is by far my favorite software for attribution. It takes all of those different variables, their IP address, their emails, devices, and it compiles a user journey for them. So you can see, cool, that person clicked there, a week later they clicked there, then they had a sales call, and then they bought. And it will attribute the right things to the right people so you know where to spend money on the right stuff. Now, I'm not gonna go too in detail in this video on how to set all of that up and how to look at it. That stuff's gonna be available to you inside of my Insiders program. There's Hyros, which is a really powerful tool, and Segmetrics, which is another really powerful tool. You can pick one. They're essentially the same thing. Hyros is easier to use. Segmetrics a little bit more affordable. And you should also, at the very least, have the Go High Level CRM. It'll track the UTMs, the first attributions, the last attributions. And if you're brand new and you don't want to pay for Hyros or Segmetrics, Go High Level, which is $49 a month with the link in my description, is going to give you a lot of that data in the dashboard, in the reporting dashboard that they build automatically for you with all of the UTM codes kind of isolated and tracked. So highly recommend setting that up and starting to use UTMs anytime that you're generating traffic anywhere, whether it's your Instagram account, Reddit, paid advertising. Make sure that you're using trackable UTM codes in your links. All right, I hope you learned a lot here about paid advertising. I have another masterclass on cold email that's 4 hours. So if you like these long videos, go and watch that. And if you love learning from me, you think you have a lot more to learn, you need to join my Insiders program. The price and availability is going to be down below. And I believe there's a coupon code available for you right now. So if you click on that link down below and you go to the sales page, you'll see a little pop-up with that coupon code. I highly recommend that you go and check and join while you still can.